right. Receiving your content. Hello, everyone. It is I, Lorelei. Yes, it's pronounced Lorelei. Apparently there is some confusion about the pronunciation of my name. I am once again joined by my regular co-host, Cybernetic Pinkeye.
Pronounced cybernetic pink eye.
Apparently there's no confusion over that.
Hopefully not.
I wouldn't think so. Anyway, as you can probably already tell, we are resuming where we left off with Dragon Age Origins. How the fuck did I forget that name and I'm already swearing again? Oh my god. Hello, let's start this over. Bye!
I mean, I don't even have to make the cracks anymore.
No, you are a crack. Hello!
Yes.
It's good to see you guys. It has been a week, and boy has it been one hell of a week. But,
yeah.
So, we may as well jump right into it, because there's still quite a bit still to cover with stuff. It's not lately.
No, you're thinking of ukulele.
Well, I might have a quick answer. Anyway, just as a bit of a recap, we were trying to protect Redcliffe from an onslaught of undead. They still don't fully understand the reasoning behind it. However, after actually surviving the night and making it to Redcliffe Castle, we have discovered a potential explanation for what might be going on, including the fact that our former friend Jowan seems to have infiltrated this castle, coming in as a tutor for the son of the Arl, Connor, who showed signs of being a mage. But of course the Arlessa wanted to keep this a secret, and in the process, Jowan was manipulated into also doing some harm to the Arl in the process, supposedly to support Loghain, who would then supposedly support the Circle Tower, which we also see evidence of when we're at the Circle Tower. There are people like Uldred who believed that Loghain was going to support the mages in a rebellion. We're not sure exactly where those rumors started, but if Loghain is indeed behind this, then he's got a lot of scheming to answer for.
This game seems to be just a regular domino effect of everyone backstabbing everyone else.
That seems to be politics in general anyway.
You're not wrong.
I have indeed played Dragon Age Inquisition. I have finished one playthrough. I've kind of started a couple more, but early fucking review on this, and you know what, I'm gonna give up with the swearing. Like, I can't. Early review on this, but I enjoy the game, but it is not exactly my wheelhouse per se, because they tried to include a lot of open world elements in it, a lot of crafting, a lot of things that were popular in other games. Skyrim!
Legend of Zelda.
Well, you're talking Breath of the Wild, right? That was still not quite out at the time that Inquisition came out, I don't think. Of course, I don't know. But it was basically the trend. Skyrim skyrocketed in terms of popularity, so a lot of game companies were like, make open world! Open world! And the thing is that what BioWare does best is the single-player, campaigns, the RPGs where you actually get to roleplay and get to know your companions and the plot and all of that stuff. Having it be open world ends up doing a lot to interrupt the interpersonal stuff. It's not a terrible game. It is a well put together game. But of the Dragon Age series, I consider it personally to be the weakest.
Yeah, both Lorelei and I tend to be more fans of linear storytelling when it comes to our video games. Like, I think we can both appreciate, what open world stuff does and the opportunities it gives players, but for us personally, when it comes to story-driven games especially, we prefer things to actually, stick to one story.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was one story in Inquisition, but anyway, that's something that I will probably be exploring far more when I actually get closer to playing Inquisition, because I do plan to stream that once I get through Dragon Age Origins and Dragon Age 2.
Yes. Also, you would not be the first person to say so, Cooler.
Oh, thank you. Do I have... Well, if you just started playing it, then it sounds like you've already made your choices. The thing is that it's really open to whatever you feel is going to be more comfortable for you. Hi, Dork Princess!
Oh, look, it's Dork.
I would say, Ragnar, that Dragon Age 2 is absolutely worth playing. It's a good game. Inquisition, there are some gaps if you don't play Dragon Age 2. But anyway, again, as much as I'm enjoying chatting with you as well, I probably should get to playing the game, the actual game, and everyone's glowing. Oh boy.
I mean, so what else is new?
Alright, well, also, let me know if the game audio sounds okay, versus, like, my speaking.
As you desire.
Oh. Hi, it's a demon! Well, it's a corpse.
Tomato.
Well, I mean, I suppose I can just, fireball.
I'm sorry. That enemy's name just reminds me of one of my favorite cards in Cards Against Humanity, the Shambling Corpse of Larry King.
I mean... What? What is... Oh, okay, you're just all congregated right here. That's always a good idea.
Oh, God.
Alright, that didn't dissuade you, so have some fire.
And I know, like, I also know that a lot of the names of the enemies, especially the demons, are because of what type of demon they are. But I still think it's hilarious that one of the enemy types is just called Enraged Corpse.
You're not wrong. Sorry,
like...
you were talking over, like, a leveling, and that has its own fanfare, so I'm kind of like... I'm like,
sorry.
So I'm struggling to hear you.
It's like, not only is this dude dead, he's flipping... Yeah, again, I'm struggling not to curse as well.
Oh, more demons! Yay!
Whenever you use that voice, all I can see is that cat face. Yeah!
Alright, you guys wanna, stop them? Stop them? Guys. This squishy mage! Alright, you guys are gonna be like this. Evelyn, you wanna respond to the demon that's coming at you? That's fine.
Oh, she'd just be like that, cooler.
History of the Chantry. When the prophet Andraste and her husband Wait, what was that? Well, thank you. Anyway. Yeah, it's so cute and good and awesome right now. And her husband Mafaroth arrived at the head of their barbarian horde. Southern Tevinter was thrown into chaos. The Imperium had defended against invasions in the past, but now they stood without the protection of their gods, with their army in tatters and their country devastated by the Blight. Many felt that the timing of the invasion was yet another of the Maker's miracles in Andraste's campaign to spread his divine word. Andraste was more than... I'm changing accents. Was more than simply the wife of the warlord after all. She was the betrothed of the Maker, enraptured by the melodic sound of her voice as she sang to the heavens for guidance. The Maker himself appeared to Andraste. Anyway, I'm not actually reading this whole thing. I was doing it sarcastically.
See, now I've got an image in my head of one of those, like, It's Always Sunny title cards. Magic Lorelei has a stroke on stream.
I think that's kind of the standard, isn't it?
You're not wrong.
Hey, don't you dare be mean with me, Mr. Spicy Cops.
For reference, me and all my brilliance decided to have Mexican food before the stream. So that's why you hear a lot of throat clearing on my end.
Well, chainmail, Viridium. Weapon stand. I mean, I could do that. Oh, hey. Oh, these are, again, all very good. Steel dagger. I think I will. Also, I just heard a dog. Well. Anyway, let's see.
Who's holding out their thumbs?
So as a side note,
That's a badass looking longbow.
oh yeah. Alright, let's see. What do I want to, well, boop that. Maybe give her a little bit more constitution, because God knows.
Yeah, that'll help in a pinch. I feel like constitution is one of the most, like, underrated stats whenever you're, like, putting together a D&D character or just any fantasy character in general. Like, people always go for, like, the strength or the intellect or wisdom. No one, like, constitution is always, like, a second thought, I find.
Well, constitution is one of those things that is actually important. I think it is. But you want to pay more attention to it if you're honestly more of a tank character, if you're going to be the one actually drawing the attention to you to absorb damage. But you do occasionally want to address it with the other characters, because otherwise, if you're already going to have a squishy mage who's not going to have heavy armor, so make them a little less squishy, maybe? That's just the general idea.
Mayhaps.
But yeah, she's been very squishy so far. As I take a sip. By the way, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, and, you know, I'm not sure how you wouldn't be aware of it, but currently it is very hot. So if you hear the fan or me taking constant breaks to drink something, it's because it's hot.
Yeah, like in the immortal words of Bill Nye, the planet's on fucking fire.
Oh boy, look at this. This is a room that is completely devoid of any people in it. I wonder what's going to happen. Oh, look at that! It's a whole bunch of other enemies. Great! Awesome! Fantastic!
But by the way, I absolutely adore how people saw that message, and instead of, like, you know, taking to heart what Bill was saying, everyone's just like, he said a swear!
They're like, oh, there's more down that way! Great! Awesome! Great! Awesome! Great!
Oh boy!
Awesome! Why are none of you attacking?
I mean, you are kind of blocking the door. And their hitboxes are too big for them to pass by.
What?
Sorry, I just saw the part where the explosion knocked you back.
Yeah, that happens every time. You guys are terrible at your jobs. Why do I have to do it for you?
I guess because you've swept them off their feet. That's what you get for implementing a flirting system. Oh, dork business. If you have not seen that video, please just look up on YouTube, you know, Bill Nye and climate change. I'm sure it'll be up there somewhere.
Liliana. On your bow, please. No, don't hurl the icon.
That reminds me, I think one of my favorite new genres of entertainment on YouTube is people musically adapting memes.
Yes,
like
the harmonizator or whatever it was.
Yeah, because the one that you and I found the other day was Publio Delgado, who does like guitar riffs of them, and a guy I found recently is Charles Cornell, who does it with piano.
Huh.
And it's, yeah, I feel like it just like accentuates like those memes to a whole new level, and like they're so fucking good, the both of them. Again, I'm sorry for cussing on YouTube, but like it really sounds legit like they're making good music, even when you discount the memes. They're that talented, and I feel like they deserve a lot more recognition for it.
I think it's a very niche thing that is absolutely perfect for the current environment.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh no! I don't want to fight puppies!
Look at these boat dogs.
Would you? You're so mean.
I also really love the supposed origin of the boat meme, if there is any truth to it.
Oh, the origin of someone who was literally dreaming about the cat, and then, like, they imagined the word bode over it.
Yeah, and then they woke up the next day and made it so.
Yeah?
I mean, that is a self-fulfilling prophecy if I've ever seen one.
Can you guys please keep the dogs off me?
Yes. And yes, Dork Princess, that was in fact the genuine article. That was Bill Nye in all his glory, and he is fucking pissed.
Well, yeah. I mean,
I would be too.
I am pissed.
Yeah.
He spent all of those years trying to teach us the importance of actually conserving the planet that we live on, because guess what? We only get the one.
Yeah.
And we did not listen. We screwed it up. Oh, did you just teleport behind me?
Nothing personal, kid.
Right ahead.
You are so glitched. Oh my god.
And the fire isn't even square this time.
Don't. And this is why you always have a rogue in your party.
Yeah.
Elf fruit on
As you desire.
a shelf.
It depends on the standards of the show and station, Dork Princess. You know, like in some countries and on some networks, they're a lot more forgiving when it comes to explicit language. So, yeah.
If we're talking about YouTube, however.
Yeah.
Hey, Win! Congrats on the level up.
As you desire.
Armoire. Elf fruit.
The interesting thing I've found when comparing like TV in the US and TV in the UK, and anyone from the UK, feel free to correct me, but what I've found is that like people in the US are a lot more uptight when it comes to like nudity and stuff on TV, but they're a-okay with a bunch of graphic violence, whereas in the UK it's the exact opposite. Like, they really don't give a damn about nudity or explicit language or anything like that, but you throw enough violence in there and they will, like, throw a fit. Like, it's an interesting parallel I found.
Okay. Now, I think we're about to go into a cutscene, if I recall correctly.
I will zip the lips.
Oh, hi.
Please, don't hurt me.
I'm so scared I blurred out! Calm down. I'm not going to hurt you.
I'm sorry. I'm so frightened. These monsters are everywhere. My name's Valena. The Arlessa's maid. Is she all right? What happened to everyone?
Valena, the smith's daughter?
You know my father. I want to go back to the village. Is there a way out of here?
There is a tunnel leading out in the dungeon.
But the monsters!
I've killed most of them. It's safe.
I'll find my way. I can run fast and I know the castle. Thank you.
Okay. Alistair approves.
Of course.
A lot of people approve. Liliana also approves.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't a dick to this poor girl who has been frightened.
I mean, yeah.
Alright. Also, just because this game... Gonna give it a quick little save right over there. Alright, which is the way forward? I think that is the way forward. So this is... This is shit! Okay.
Today on Lorelei Reviews Dragon Age.
Hey, hey. You guys want to keep them off of me?
Why would they want to do a thing like that?
Alright, now I'm gonna show off this new spell that I learned.
Begonus Thotus.
Alright. Now! I froze everyone!
Now that's an icy hot combo if I've ever seen one. Looks like a fucking raven here.
No, his name is Raven.
Fair.
Not Raven here. Iron Ring!
See,
Oh,
I'm just
boy!
watching that, and all I could think of was that friggin' Druid Sandstorm song as the spell was going on.
The what? Oh. Wait, what? That was weird. Okay, so the basement cellar. Hang on. I don't remember. I don't want to advance necessarily.
Right.
I'm trying to remember where what goes. The basement cellar, I think, is a different area. So let's see what's down here. I think this is actually advancing, so...
Allow me. I could do that for you.
Alright, I'll come back to this. Wait, no, this... Hang on. That's the courtyard, so this is advancing. Okay. So then... I don't think that draft was necessary. Oh, that's why. Okay, I can't go in through that way anyway, so that... Okay. Never mind. Never mind. Your Lorelei is super smart. And once again, the unnecessary draft. Thanks.
Yeah.
Liliana, stop defaulting. You know what? If you keep doing that, I'm going to take away your weapons. I'm going to take these away, because you're not. I can't trust you to not stick on your bow.
You're going to lose your kill privileges, young lady.
Well, if she wants to keep defying me. Ooh, a love letter. My darling Reginald, I burn for you, and because of you, please use the enclosed tincture if our love is to endure. Split never. Why would you run over the pile of filth twice? Alistair! Please! My boy! My husbando! Alright. Gather your party and venture forth. Yes. When exploring dungeons, keep an eye out for traps. If your rogue can spot them, he or she can disarm them. Alright, we're in the courtyard. Wanna bet this is gonna be fun?
I mean, only way to want. Bleh. I remember how to human English.
Do you?
They were some spicy fucking cops.
Oh, it's a Revenant! Oh, fuck.
It's me!
No, 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 no. Okay. Okay, who wants to make it so the Revenant is not killing me?
Squishy mage. I gotta get you a t-shirt that says Squishy Mage.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yes.
Interrupted, huh? You wanna try that again? No. I said try it again. You wanna... like, heal Alistair? Hey, Alistair, you wanna... I don't know, heal?
It looks like you're trying not to die. Do you need some help with that?
Alright, you guys want some of this? Why are you running away from the Revenant? I mean, I can't blame you, but I need...
I probably would be doing the same thing.
I kind of need you to be killing the Revenant. Hey, hey! Okay, do you guys see this? Do you guys see the Revenant who is currently on my ass?
He looks like goddamn Sauron. That was certainly a thing.
Skeleton archer.
Skeleton warriors.
Oh, I forgot to actually pull in Sir Perth and the others. Well, that's fine. I did this fight better without them, and I probably would have killed them with all of that magic I was doing. Hey!
Yeah, rule number 1 for lore streams, Dork. Don't have your earphones cranked up all the way.
That is good. My men and I are eager to see our Arl again. Shall we enter the main hall together? It must be held if we are to regain control of the castle.
I want to look around elsewhere first.
As you wish. We will hold the gate and watch for anyone attempting to leave. Let me know if the situation changes.
I'm sorry for screaming in your ears, all of you who had me screaming in your ears.
I love how the dude just walks up and raises up his hand, yo, before starting the dialogue.
Well, he was waving and he was saying hello. Alright. Alright, I'm also going to take an opportunity to save.
Probably a good idea, yeah. I imagine you wouldn't want the Revenant on your ass again.
Never mind.
What is the situation? Shall we go to the hall with you, or shall we wait here?
Yes, let's go to the hall together.
Excellent. Let us go now, then, and see what awaits us there.
Yeah, you're right. That is the basics of a good tank. Alright. Cutscene.
So these are our visitors. The ones you told me about, Mother.
Yes, Connor.
And this is the one who defeated my soldiers. The ones I sent to reclaim my village.
Yes.
And now it's staring at me. What is it, Mother? I can't see it well enough.
This is a woman, Connor. Just as I am.
I'm also a
You
mage.
lie. This woman is nothing at all like you. Why, just look at her. Half your age, and pretty too. I'm surprised you don't order her executed in a fit of jealousy.
Huh.
Connor, I beg you. Don't hurt anyone.
Mother? What's happening? Where am I?
Oh, thank the Maker. Connor, can you hear me?
Get away from me, fool woman! You are beginning to bore me.
Maker's breath. What has happened here?
Warden, please don't hurt my son. He is not responsible for what he does.
I have no intention of hurting him.
I wish I could say the same. Wait. No, I don't.
Connor didn't mean to do this. It was that mage, the one who poisoned Demon. He started all this. He summoned this demon. Connor was just trying to help his father.
It was a fair deal. Father is alive, just as I wanted. Now it's my turn to sit on the throne and send out armies to conquer the world. Nobody tells me what to do anymore.
Nobody tells him what to do. Nobody! Ha 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 ha!
Quiet, Uncle! I warned you what would happen if you kept shouting, didn't I? Yes, I did. But let's keep things civil. This woman will have the audience she seeks. Tell us, woman, what have you come here for?
Nobody tells him what to do. Nobody! Ha 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 ha!
No.
Hi, Larx. I do remember you. It's been a very long time since back then. But yes, welcome to the stream. And of course, we're reliving one of the classics, of course. The
Also,
breakdancing Tegan. Yes, what?
I love how in my impression I turned the kid into Nigel Thornberry.
Well, I was actually... I was imitating Van Tegan, because again, you couldn't hear him. But what he said to him was literally, nobody tells him what to do, nobody!
No, my precious power ring.
Oh my god.
Nigel Thornberry with the power ring.
Oh nice.
Oh, that's a horrifying thought.
I don't think that I'm going to be largely streaming on Twitch. YouTube's is, for me, a lot more convenient for a couple of different reasons, and also, I mean, Twitch is nice, but I also don't think I get the same viewership that I do over on YouTube, so, I mean, I think that YouTube is a lot better about actually alerting people when I've actually gone live. So, anyway, I came here to help, if I could.
To help me? To help Father? To help yourself? Which?
I want to help you, of course.
I don't need help. I can do everything all by myself. Isn't that right, Mother?
I don't think...
Of course you don't. Ever since you sent the knights away, you do nothing but deprive me of my fun. Frankly, it's getting dull. I crave excitement and action. This woman spoiled my sport by saving that stupid village. And now, she'll repay me.
Okay, Bantegan, we get it. You're mad, I guess. Alright, well, let's knock you guys out.
Mama said knock you out.
Okay. Gonna run behind the field of knights.
I mean, yes and no, Dork.
Oh my god! None of you stopped him! None of you stopped him!
Hell of a party you put together.
I did. There were several nights. There were several nights.
You know, I think Thumb going solo would have been a better option at this point. Thumb at least knows how to do his fucking job.
Tegan. Oh, Tegan.
Cutscene.
As well as party
Cutscene.
tricks.
I am better now, I think. My mind is my own again.
Blessed Andraste. I would never have forgiven myself had you died. Not after I brought you here. The fool I am. Please. Connor's not responsible for this. There must be some way we can save him.
I'm not about to kill a child.
Connor is no longer a child.
Fuck off, Jowan!
An abomination.
You did this to Connor!
No, you did.
I didn't summon any demon. I told you. Please, if you'll let me help.
Help? You betrayed me! I brought you here to help my son, and in return you poisoned my husband?
This is the mage you spoke of? Didn't you say he was in the dungeon?
He was. I assumed the creatures had killed him by now. He must have been set free.
Yeah, probably, but also, yeah. He's no more to blame than you are, Lady Isolde.
How dare you! If this man hadn't poisoned my husband, none of this would have happened. He should be executed.
Your secrecy made his actions possible, Isolde.
But
I know what you must think of me, my lady. I took advantage of your fear. I'm sorry. I never knew it would come to this.
Well, I shan't turn away his help. Not yet. And if Connor is truly an abomination...
He's not always the demon you saw. Connor is still inside him, and sometimes he breaks through. Please, I just want to protect him.
Isn't that what started this? You hired the mage to teach Connor in secret, to protect him.
If they discovered Connor had magic, then they'd take him away. I thought if he learned just enough to hide it, then...
Well, you're still an idiot, and you're an idiot that has caused the deaths of hundreds of people, including most of your village, that you're supposed to be, you know, protecting.
Yeah, that's politics.
All because you didn't want your son to be taken away from you because he happened to be born a mage. Which, honestly, here's the funny thing about that. It was probably your fault. Because I don't think that the bloodline on the Arl's side has a lot of magic in it, but there's a lot of magic in the nobility in, say, Orlais. Oh, I don't call everyone an idiot. I don't think everyone is an idiot. I think some people are just straight up assholes. You don't have to be dumb to be an asshole. And you don't have to be smart to be an asshole either.
Yeah.
So. Where is Connor now? Why did he run?
I think he ran upstairs, to the family quarters.
Violence scares him. I know that sounds strange, He may have run up to his room,
Or he might be waiting in ambush.
I don't know. The fighting may have scared Connor into coming out again, and so he ran.
So you're saying he may be vulnerable?
Perhaps. Is there no other way?
Where's our Lehman?
Upstairs in his room.
The tone
I
change.
think the demon has been keeping him alive.
So if we destroy the demon, then...
Then my husband may perish. Yes.
So you had no idea the man you hired was an assassin?
None. I trusted Logan. Why wouldn't I? How could I have suspected the mage he sent would be a murderer?
And Eamon knew nothing of your plans. Do you not realize what you've done, Isolde?
Eamon would only demand we do the right thing. I was not going to lose my son. Not to magic.
Who's there? Yeah, I'm not going to lose my son not to magic. Yeah, hi, you've got 3 mages, standing right in front of you. Would that have been so terrible?
Magic.
Ha-ha!
Runs in my family. The ones who had it were all terrible, sinful men.
I was right. It's your fault.
I didn't know what to do when I found out.
It's your
And
fault.
so you brought doom upon us all and death to your own son.
No. No, please. There must be another way. There must be something we can do.
I was right. I called it. I didn't even remember, but yeah, no, magic apparently runs in her family. So, in fact, the reason why Connor is a mage is because of you, bitch.
Man.
And, and then, of course, when it turned out he had magic, which you knew was going to be a possibility because it runs in your family, oh, you tried to hide it. And you tried to hide it in the dumbest way, and so hundreds of people are now dead.
Oh, God.
If Morgan was also in there, that's a possibility, true, but I only have the 3 people here right now. What are our options?
I wouldn't normally suggest slaying a child, but he's an abomination. I'm not sure there's any choice.
We can't kill a young boy, demon or no demon. Please don't say we're considering that.
I do not like the idea of hurting the boy, but...
Connor is my nephew. But... he is also possessed by a demon. Death would be... merciful.
There is another option, though I loathe offering it. A mage could confront the demon in the Fade without hurting Connor himself.
What do you mean? Is the demon not within Connor?
Not physically. The demon approached Connor in the Fade while he dreamt, and controls him from there. We can use the connection between them to find the demon.
You can enter the Fade, then? And kill the demon without hurting my boy?
No, but I can enable another mage to do so. It normally requires lyrium and several mages. But I have... blood magic.
Blood magic uses the life force of others as raw mana.
Yes, that's right. The ritual I know, it requires life energy. A lot of it. All of it, in fact.
So... someone must die? Someone must be sacrificed?
Yes, and then we send another mage into the Fade. I can't enter because I'm doing the ritual. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything. It's not much of an option.
Is there no other method?
Power has to come from somewhere, and that means either lyrium or blood.
Then let it be my blood. I will be the sacrifice.
Okay.
What? Isolde, are you mad? Eamon would never allow this.
I would.
Either someone kills my son to destroy that thing inside him, or I give my life so my son can live. To me, the answer is clear.
Blood magic. How can more evil be of any help here? 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Can we even trust this Jowan to do as he promises? Give him access to such power, and who knows what he shall do? I am uneasy.
Connor is blameless in this. He should not have to pay the price.
You're the mage here, not I, my friend. It's you who would be going into the Fade. The decision is yours.
There must be another way to enter the Fade.
You can find Lyrium and more mages at the Circle of Magi, if they would even do it.
The Circle Tower is not far from here. And they owe me.
Indeed. It should not be difficult to get what is needed, provided we have the time.
But what will happen here? Connor will not remain passive forever.
I will take that chance.
Very well. I will keep Jowan here as a precaution. He says he wants to help, so he will keep an eye on Connor with us. Go to the tower quickly, then. The longer you are away, the greater the chances of disaster.
And so, here's the thing. That's one of the reasons why I actually do these... I mean, okay, from a metagaming standpoint, that is why I tend to do the Circle Tower first. Also, from an in-character standpoint, it makes sense that this character would go back to her home first.
Lovely.
Alright, just robbing these corpses. That's fine. Alright, alright. See, is this... That's the main hall, which apparently I can't go into. And that's the courtyard. Alright. So, what we're going to do is, we're going to go round up a whole bunch of mages and get their help with this so that we don't have to use blood magic and sacrifice someone's life just in order to actually do this ritual in order to get rid of... sorry, I heard I was distracted by something. In order to get rid of a demon. Huh. Oh, that's right. We got a bunch of, yeah. Anyway. Now, the thing is that if you hadn't already taken care of the Circle Tower first, and you had to do that entire quest, then I believe there are actually consequences for that. However, because we've already taken care of it, it's not going to take much time to actually just go there and ask for help and come back. Why are you going around that way? I guess... whatever. What? Hi. Hey. No. Don't attack me. I'm on important Grey Warden business! Adventurer leader? What is this?
Rough travels out here, eh? We even saw Darkspawn on the way in.
Darkspawn? You don't say.
Right, Darkspawn. We killed a whole band of them on the way up from Lothering. We're delivering a message to the Chantry in Denerim. You?
What's the message about?
We saw a blood mage down near the Brazilian forest. We're off to tell the Chantry about him.
I'm here to stop you.
I thought you said... Wait, you're serious?
Why not let us deliver your message?
I suppose that's all right. As long as it gets there. Stay safe.
Wait. Oh, God. It's Greg Ellis again. He plays Cullen, for those of you who know who that is, as well as the first iteration of Anders. And hey, we were able to take care of that without any combat. Yay! I don't like killing people needlessly, and I do like that occasionally this game will actually account for that.
Lovely.
Okay. Well, we can't go that way, I guess. That's just not allowed. So that's one quest that has been now settled. Side quest, I suppose. Darkspawn! In my Dragon Age game? It's more likely than you think.
Far more likely.
Anyway, Irving.
You went above and beyond the call of duty for the Circle. You have done us proud.
Thank you. Can the Circle go to Redcliffe to save a possessed child?
The child is possessed. But killing the demon would mean killing the... Unless you intend to enter the Fade. Yes, it can be done with a group of mages. I shall gather what mages I can and we shall leave promptly. My life is at stake.
I still love that Dawn keeps calling that a villain voice. Like, that's just mean. Actually, while I'm here, I may as well empty out some of my
I'm sure you need supplies after that, don't you?
Empty out some of my inventory here, because I did pick up some stuff that I just don't need.
Yeah.
You know, I honestly don't know actually why I keep picking up items to sell. It's not like I'm hurting here. In terms of income. Oh well. Anyway. So, back we go to Redcliffe Castle.
Onward to adventure.
Onward to stuff.
Yeah.
Game.
Stuff and things.
Game, what are you doing to me? Why are you doing this? Oh. Trickster Whim, the thing that we summoned in the tower. Oh, okay. Alright, you're not even going to be willing to talk about it. Alright. Oh, you're gonna come over to me? Hey, Alistair, thanks again for that, by the way.
Ace tank tactics.
What? Oh, yes. I was confused for a second. I was like, what? He's not asexual. Magus War Boots.
It is interesting that in this day and age you have to stop and think twice before saying certain words because they have all new meanings now.
Oh, you don't even have shoes.
Hmm.
Well, all right.
What are those indeed?
And so I shall.
And so I shall. I'm just making fun of my own character, even though I'm the one that gave her that voice.
I mean, if anyone's in the position to make fun of her...
Certainly not you, because fuck you!
That's just it, though. I feel like the people who rip into their characters, like, most often are, like, the character creators themselves.
Well,
like,
more than just ripping into them. There's like, I have now crafted the perfect OC, and they're going to have a happily ever after, but until they get there, I'm going to torture
make their life a living hell.
Exactly.
All writers are sickos.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
We are sick, depraved people who get something out of the suffering of others. But only fictionally. Mostly.
Yeah.
Some writers take it too far, but... Wait.
Yeah, just a smidge.
Wait, why are you not on this? Why did I not have you on that? The fuck? Also, I'm gonna save.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
How about you stop? Okay, but I hate the concept of the Mary Sue. Because to be quite honest, the whole idea was coined because there was a character who was female who was taking over the story.
Yeah.
Look at that! The other mages beat us here. Maybe it's because we got interrupted on the way back!
Again, apologies to anyone with headphones.
Look at all that fish right next to, like, bread and cheese! Seriously.
What a spread.
I mean...
There you are.
Any loaves and wine to go with that shit?
And begun preparations for the ritual. We can start any time.
Do you have any last-minute advice?
It truly depends on the manner of demon. It sounds like a spirit of greed and desire, one of the more powerful in the hierarchy. It will likely engage you in dialogue and tempt you with an offer. Avoid it. Making deals with demons never turns out well.
I will say also, because you see, the very concept of a Mary Sue / Gary Stu is based on the idea that this is a character who is utterly unbelievable, but most of fiction throughout history is centered around characters that are unbelievable.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, even in more recent stories, people have been taking the parodied idea of an overpowered character or something like that and making great works based around alternative struggles they may face because they excel in specific fields. Like, one example that comes to mind is One Punch Man, which is, I think, a great bit of satire into, how many things we overlook and don't make enough fun of in the superhero genre. Of course, through the eyes of, a Japanese, lens, but...
Yeah. Well, I mean, even say something like Superman. That's actually a character that's really difficult to write well, as we have discovered, unfortunately. Because he is really super powerful. I mean, that's literally the point. He has been made into this very elevated, almost Christ-like figure that sometimes they make it a little bit more explicit than in other cases. He is supposed to be someone who is basically a paragon of goodness and a paragon of strength, that basically by his code of ethics, he is able to assert what is correct. But again, I love that there was one where, what if you were raised in communist Russia? Like, what would have happened, depending on any number of factors, would that have shaped what his ideals are? Would he be persuaded otherwise? Would he be a different person? I think that the far more interesting Superman is the one that is a lot angrier than he lets on.
Yeah.
And I loved the reveal at one point that he has been holding back in literally every single fight he's ever been in.
Yeah.
Until, what was it? Not Darkseid, but
Doomsday.
Doomsday, yeah. And I remember seeing, like, the animated movie version of that, where he almost sounds gleeful as he says, I've been holding back. I gotta thank you. You're giving me a chance to actually unload.
What we have here is a rare opportunity for me to cut loose.
And he actually sounds happy about that. Now, when you think about that, and compare that with, how he usually presents himself, and he does hold himself to ridiculous standards of control.
Yeah.
So when he actually has the excuse to unload completely on someone... Oh yeah, it's the Man of Steel world of tissue paper thing.
Yeah. Another good example of that comes to mind, and I'm sure you'll agree, Lore, is Izuku from My Hero Academia.
Well, he's a case of body of tissue paper, power of steel.
True, as well as being in a world of tissue paper. Because mind you, this is a kid who's trying to use ungodly power and not kill people.
That's in itself a whole other subject. But anyway, the whole concept is of the Mary Sue and Gary Stu is that somehow having a character that is super powered automatically makes it bad writing. And I thoroughly and wholeheartedly disagree. I think that bad writing is not about the character, but whether or not the person doing the writing does not know how to write a character like that believably, realistically, or in a way that actually fits into the setting or the plot.
Yeah, and even in cases where you do have a nigh all-powerful character, a good way to implement that is by giving them other obstacles, like maybe complete, malaise about their place in life, or depression over their inability to find anything worth pursuing or getting motivated.
You're thinking of You're thinking of One Punch Man specifically, but I would even say that technically, here's the thing: if you make a character who is particularly powerful, their weakness is also literally going to be the other side of the coin of their strength. I don't even mean like having kryptonite or something like that. I mean, the reason why that even works technically is that because Superman is powered by the yellow sun, kryptonite in itself is something that is radiated with the kind of energy that manages to negate that. But even more specifically, say someone is strongly determined. That in itself is somewhat of a neutral trait, but you can be determined as in resolute, as in you believe something so wholeheartedly that nothing can dissuade you, nothing can stop you from what you believe in. That can be a strength, but it can also mean that you are stubborn. It can mean that you refuse to change your mind even when it's actually necessary to do so. Or someone who is unfailingly kind. This is a positive trait. However, it means that it's someone who is most likely going to be taken advantage of. If you have someone who is, say, exceptionally beautiful, then they may never actually be taken seriously as anything else but a beautiful person. Or perhaps they themselves only value themselves on their beauty. Or even, here's the thing, they value themselves so much on their beauty that the very concept of never not being beautiful terrifies them. And that is a very real thing that happens. There are a lot of people who balance everything on the idea that this one particular trait is the only thing that they have going for them.
Yeah, so, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, again, the whole point of, if you give someone a strength, remember that that strength in itself is also going to be a weakness.
Yeah, and even on the flip side of that, and this might be delving into some minor spoilers for Twin Peaks, but Dougie Jones. I'll say a little more than that, but Dougie Jones, quote unquote, is an interesting character in and of himself, who has an obvious weakness, but I think makes up for it in almost overpowered degrees of, compensation.
Yeah. So, this long discussion has been happening while these people are just awkwardly staring at each other. I do want to get back to the gameplay. I do think that it is actually important, though, when we do talk about character development and when we talk about strengths and weaknesses. I would even say that if you give a character a weakness, remember that it can also be a strength. If you give a character the weakness of that they are constantly paranoid, it also means that they're going to be a lot more alert for when there is some sort of conspiracy or some sort of scheming going on. This is going to be someone who may be anxious all the time, but that anxiousness, that anxiety, gives them a heightened perception about what's actually going on. Yeah. So even things that might normally qualify as a more negative thing still give people a strength of one kind or another.
Yeah.
So, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to gameplay, but I hope you guys enjoyed this little detour into Lorelei has opinions about character development.
We have fun here.
Well, we do. So, only one person can go through?
Yes. We haven't sufficient lyrium at present to send more than one mage into the Fade.
Let's do this now.
I'm glad we decided to take this route. This is really the best option.
Very well. I assume you are going into the Fade. Or did you have someone else in mind?
So this is a very interesting idea. If you have multiple mages with you, like you can send Morrigan in, or you can send Wynn in, you can actually choose to send Irving in, which is actually a very interesting choice, because again, he is first enchanter, he is very powerful, and it is an interesting insight into his character as well, because he tends to have some interesting mutterings while he's running about in there. Oh! Well, thank you! Thank you for subscribing there! Anyway, Jowan has an interesting opportunity to basically have a redemption arc that he goes in and he actually does something to fix part of the problem that he actually contributed to in the first place. And I do like that idea. I like that idea a lot. However, I haven't often recorded a playthrough of me playing as a mage at this point. So, quite frankly, I would like to do the honors myself. But I can be like, Morgan is going, blah, blah, blah. I have to think about it. But yeah, no, I'm gonna go with, Evelyn.
Yeah.
Besides which, she has a skill set that I approve of, so.
Good. Let us get the ritual underway, then.
Yeah, long discussion about the concept of Mary Sue's and writing and character development and stuff like that. Quite
and
frankly,
how it's been conflated over the years.
Wynn approves, Alistair approves, and Liliana approves. I will also say, I feel like I really need to do a podcast. I really do, especially, I would love to, I know we've talked about that.
Yeah, Phoenix was just saying they'd love to hear us have a, podcast discussion about these things.
Because we have a lot of... Huh.
Yes, we do, in fact, have a lot of opinions, TM.
Hi.
Is anyone out there? Hello?
Father, where are you?
Huh.
I don't understand. It's so cold. I want to go home.
Eamon?
You there? Have you seen my son? I can hear him, but I cannot find him. This blasted fog has me turning in circles.
A demon has trapped you here, Arleman. This is the Fade.
What? I don't understand. Is Connor here or not?
You must come to your senses. I need your help.
I must find Connor. Why is he in this place? Why do I feel so strange?
Don't worry. I will find a way to save you.
Then leave me to find my son. Connor! Where are you? Speak to me, lad!
So, I doubt we're going to be able to change
Who exists in the sight of the Maker?
his mind. Hi, Connor.
Who are you? Are you the one that made Father ill? Tell me now.
It was the demon that did that. Tell me where it is.
No! You're here to hurt Father. I know it. I won't let you.
You know,
Well, I want to wish you luck with that, demon lady. Alright, well...
something inherently disturbing about seeing a young prepubescent boy growing into a full-grown woman with fully developed breasts.
Was that it?
Apparently.
Oh, that was fairly
anticlimactic.
Simple. Almost. Alright. Oh, where... what... Okay.
You're the one making Father sick!
No.
Curse this blasted darkness! Why can I see nothing?
Hello again, Connor.
Why do you keep hurting me? Why are you trying to stop me?
What is your purpose here? Is Connor truly amongst you?
And if I were Connor, what would you say to him?
That I'm here to help him.
You will not find what you seek. Turn back now.
Obviously you fear I will indeed find what I seek.
Trespasser! I will drive you out!
I mean, if this didn't work the first time...
We are all Connor here.
Like, again... Seriously.
I'll help him! You can't stop me!
Not
Connor? Is that you?
trying to stop you, Connor.
A lot of build-up for some, frankly, shit-tier demons.
Well, they'd probably be a lot more threatening if I wasn't, like, really leveled up for this point.
Fair.
Hi, Connor.
Father wanders, seeking you. Trapped within
Oh, hi,
the
Connor.
All is as it should be. Why must you interfere?
Because you interfere where you should not, demon.
Connor invited her to come, and they struck a bargain. She has every right to do as she wishes. No, it is time for you to go now. Do not persist, or things will go very badly for you.
Okay, again, I want to stress, this has not worked out for you in any of this.
Hey, third time's the charm, right?
No. Yeah, this has clearly gone so badly for me, Miss Demon. I'm doing so badly, I don't understand how I could have failed so much.
How can be?
Alright, not even bothering to use the Connor form this time.
Very well. No more illusions. Now we meet face to face. You see my true form and stand in my domain. It is here I am most powerful. And
Please
yet I
don't.
have no wish to engage your power, nor should you be so eager to engage mine. Perhaps we should converse instead.
I will say that here's the other thing. If you play as any of the other mages, you will not get an opportunity to have an offer made to you. And there is an option, if you go in as a mage, to actually accept the deal and basically free Connor, but at the same time, or you don't free Connor, the demon lies dormant or something like that, and you get some sort of boon as a result of it. Obviously, I do not consider this to be a good idea. In fact, I consider it to be pretty evil. But you can only do that if you are playing a mage and you enter the Phage yourself here.
Yeah. Also, I see what you did there, Ragnar.
Huh?
There is no Connor, only Soul.
What could I possibly have to talk to you about?
I possess the boy's soul. We could battle for it, or we could negotiate like civilized beings. If you are smart, you could even come out ahead.
There will be no discussion.
Alas, that is sad. Very well then. If you wish a battle, you will have it. Let us see if your power matches your boldness, creature.
Yes, it does. As a matter of fact.
Yeah. Also, Dork Princess, a boon is another word for a deal or contractual arrangement.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's the real one. Yep, that's the real one.
Yeah.
Alright, so I don't know if you're actually that dumb. Okay. I think that's the real one. Yeah, I don't think you thought that one through. Bye. I'm gonna get the fate to burn. Anyway, I believe we're about to enter a cutscene. Yep. And it's over. At least the fire ain't square. Send off to all those who have been lost.
So it is over. Connor is his old self. He does not seem to remember anything, which is a blessing. I suppose we will need to send him to the Circle of Magi's tower for training once the war is over. It's so odd to think of the boy as a mage, of all things. Eamon has much to mourn and rebuild should he recover. But at least he could be thankful that both his son and wife are safe.
I owe you my deepest thanks. I can scarcely believe Connor is the boy he once was.
There is still the matter of Jowan. His poisoning Eamon began this whole mess, yet he lives. I must decide what becomes of him. We will hold him for Eamon to decide his fate. If he doesn't recover, Jowan's fate is sealed. What do you think?
Why do you want my opinion?
You are a mage, and you know his faults better than anyone. I would trust your judgment.
I would like him released.
Released? Are you mad? Why would you do such a thing?
I agree with Isolde. He's a Maleficar. We cannot simply unleash him on the land and ignore his crimes.
Huh. Neither one of these actually applies. I don't feel it. This isn't your problem, because obviously it's their problem. But why not? This isn't your problem.
Perhaps you are correct. But that is Eamon's decision, not mine. I'm sorry. Jowan stays in the dungeon for now. But our task is not done yet. Whatever the demon did to my brother, it seems to have spared his life, but he remains comatose. We cannot wake him.
The urn. The urn of sacred ashes will save Eamon.
You're back to that shit again? Isn't there some other way to heal him? What about magic?
It has been tried, and we will continue trying. Perhaps the demon's absence will make a difference. However, the relic is another option.
My husband funded the research of a scholar in Denerim, a brother Genetivi. He has been studying the inscriptions on Andraste's birth rock. When Eamon fell ill, I sent the knights to speak to Genetivi. I hoped that he had finally discovered the location of the urn of sacred ashes itself. They were unable to locate Genetivi. In desperation, I sent more knights in search of the brother, or some clue of the urn's location.
What will you be doing in the meantime?
I must organize Eamon's knights as they return, draft new soldiers, and prepare the army to fight. I shall hand Redcliffe back to Eamon when he awakens, and in a state where it can be of some use in the coming war. Truly, what other choice do I have?
I will see if I can find this relic.
No one else can. Even if I wished to do it myself, I cannot abandon Redcliffe to its own devices. Perhaps you could seek out the brother's home in Denerim and see if any clues remain on his whereabouts. It is the only place to begin the search, I think. I must go to the hall and begin rebuilding. I wish you luck, and may the Maker go with you.
Woo! So that is the completion of the initial Redcliffe quest.
Woot woot!
And it leads into another major quest, the Urn of Sacred Ashes. As a matter of fact, pardon me, I'm gonna have to take a sip here, but it is one of the first things they ever advertised about this game.
Yeah.
The Urn of Sacred Ashes actually was a quest used in a trailer for this game, involving a default warden that had glowy eyes. And now, yeah, listen, do you know what Gryphon and I largely do every night whenever we're in call?
I was about to say, Phoenix, you're not too terribly far away from Lord's and mine main hobby.
We don't necessarily riff everything. I mean, we definitely will tear the shit out of something if it turns out to actually be pretty bad.
Oh, yeah.
But we love going through various movies and TV shows and dissecting what we like and don't like about them.
Oh, yeah. Like, when something is, like, absolute dog shit, we will riff the hell out of it, but also, like, go into detail as to why it is actually a poorly put together thing from a both screenwriting and cinematic and symbolic standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
But when something's good, we gush about it in exactly the same way. Like, can I even bring up some of the recent stuff we've watched that we've been raving about?
Sure. I mean, I know that there's Batman Beyond is the most recent thing.
Batman Beyond is a recent one. We recently finished Violet Evergarden, which I can't recommend enough.
Okay, I'm also going to say Violet Evergarden, if you do watch it, be really very much prepared for tears. And I don't say this mildly. This is an incredibly beautifully written show. It is full of tragedy. And honestly, it's one of those things like it shows the fallout from a war in a way that actually shows the way that people heal after a war.
Yeah, beautifully written, beautifully animated, beautifully acted, especially if you're watching the original Japanese dub.
It is.
The English dub is okay, but I'd recommend the Japanese for the maximum feels fallout, I guess.
It is absolutely heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Also, they do have the voice actor for Yuki Nagato in there as... Yeah. She actually performs the end song, as well as plays the girl with the glasses that's part of the series,
Yeah.
But anyway.
Which is another series would recommend, the disappearance of Nakato Yuki-chan.
Oh, yes. I mean, I generally recommend The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya, both seasons. I will say that is occasionally aggravating, but it's an enjoyable show. But the spin-off series, The Disappearance of Yuki Nagato, is actually very cute. It's much more slice of life as opposed to having to do with, like, you know, gods and espers and aliens and
stuff. All the characters are far more tolerable.
Yeah, as a result.
Yeah.
God, I mean, we could go through so many things that we recommend versus do not recommend. But it's like, we do that, but that's just it. We both have enjoyed breaking down symbolism and lore. I mean,
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Go check out my series. It's up on YouTube. It's wonderful. It's informative. And also, I only have one episode out, and it's about tarot cards.
Yes, and we both talk about all the things we love, you know, whether they're popular opinions or not so much. A little self-plug there from my end.
Go check out his channel. He has a series of In My Unpopular Opinion where it's not really as unpopular as he thinks it is, and he challenges you to actually debate with him, or at least state your case as to why you may agree or disagree with him.
New episode coming out the 29th.
Anyway. I'm gonna be going, I need to get to work on the next episode. I have the next couple of episodes actually all scripted out. I just need to get back to work on it.
I completely agree, Rubrina. That was a great freaking start.
Well, like I said, I think I had someone comment to me, it's like, I'm surprised you didn't wait until April to release it. I'm like, that would be like a year away. I'm starting with The Fool, and I'm starting now.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm really happy that our two series are very different, obviously, but I like how they're similar enough that they are great, like, comparisons of not only our reviewing styles, but also just us in terms of our personality.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna say, because you yell angrily at people and I calmly explain things.
Yeah. And I think that honestly brings a lot to the table when we both start discussing, both seriously and in a lighthearted nature, like a lot of the symbolism and like the cinematic qualities of anything we watch together. Because I feel like we both have a lot to offer in terms of what there is to talk about.
Yeah. Anyway. Eamon! Actually, I don't really know you, so...
I have faith that you will find a way to help my husband.
I'm behind you, bitch.
You killed him.
It will take years to sort out the castle properly, if we even get the chance.
Hey, Connor.
You're the one who saved me.
Yes, that's me.
Then, thank you. Father always said to remember to thank people who do nice things for you. I hope Father gets better soon. He will, won't he?
I mean, I can't really say that. I don't know that he's gonna get better. I can pretend.
How long will Father be sick for? He looks like he's sleeping.
Anyway. Oh, wait. Was there... Okay, no. Now, if you hadn't decided to actually go into Fate to kill the demon, you would have to actually go and actually kill Connor.
I suppose you can't blame the boy, even if he has magic. His death wouldn't have helped anything, would it?
No, I don't think it... Alistair, why are you in the corner?
It will take years to sort out the castle properly.
Allow me.
We even get to
I could do that for you.
Could you? Well, let's see about that. Oh. Get rid of that.
How wonderful.
Oh. Unlock the door. Insufficient skill, you bitch!
I shall.
No!
Shall we go? Allow me. And so I shall. I can do that for you.
I want in that room! This is why I hate everything, but also this is why I hate not getting to play a rogue. Because I get so frustrated with that.
Yeah, I mean, you win some, you lose some when it comes to like settling for any one class.
I just like the mages because I like mages.
I mean, also you joke, Phoenix, but...
What?
I said stop rolling that one's lore.
Fireballing the door is not an option, and Phoenix... Phoenix. Don't make fun of me right now. I'm in a vulnerable emotional state.
Besides, that's my job.
No. Just because you do it doesn't make it your job.
It is, as long as I'm featured on these streams.
I don't need those.
It's part of my charm.
Journal of the Tranquil, huh?
God.
Some laugh at me. I no longer mind. Once upon a time I studied as they did. I learned under the tutelage of an enchanter and attempted to master the art of bending magic to my will. And while I did well enough, I know that I struggled. I saw the way the enchanter looked at me, the sidelong glances of worry and disappointment. While other apprentices were conjuring fire, I could barely light a candle. I was frightened of magic. When I was a boy, my grandmother regaled me with tales of the terrible Flemeth, the Witch of the Wilds. She told me of the Magisters and how their evil magic infected the world with the Darkspawn. She told me of demons and how they were drawn to the dreams of those who possessed magic like moths to a flame. She told me all these things because, she said, the talent ran in our family's blood. And so it ran in mine. All of my young life, I had dreaded the thought, prayed to the Maker that I was not so cursed, but I knew otherwise. Deep in my heart, I knew. When the Templars came to our home, I knew. The Mage's Tower was terrifying, full of secrets and danger. The Templars glared at me as if I could spring full into an abomination before their very eyes. My enchanter patiently attempted to teach me to marshal my willpower, my only defense should a demon attempt to enslave me. But it was no use. How many nights did I cry to myself to sleep in that dark and lonely place? Then my heroine came at last, my final test. Face a demon, they said, or submit to the rite of tranquility. They would sever my connection to the Fade, and thus I would never dream and no demon could ever touch me. But I would also be unable to do magic, and I would never feel an emotion ever again. Facing the demon was certain death, so my choice was easy. It was not so painful. Now I serve in other ways. We Tranquil manage the archives. We run the tower, purchase the supplies, and maintain the accounts. Our condition also allows us to use the magical element lyrium without ill effect, and thus we are the ones who enchant the magical items. We are the merchants who sell these items to those the Circle permits, and the coin from those sales provides the Circle's wealth. Thus, we Tranquil are vital. The young and old may stare at me, ill at ease, but they would be worse off without me. They may think me a failure, but there is no horror for me now. I feel no fear of what I am. The shadows are merely shadows, and I am content.
A Nurse Ratched publication.
So, I actually read all of that out because this kind of thing is an important little insight. Now, obviously, it makes it sound like, hey, being tranquil ain't so bad, except they can't feel anything, so they can't be horrified at what they are.
Also, like, a really, really bad part of my brain was expecting the Journal of a Tranquil to be just a flatlining EKG readout.
You're sick.
You know it.
You're terrible. And you delight in that fact, so fuck you.
I mean, what can I say? You watch enough of Mark Hamill's Joker as a kid, it starts to have an effect on you.
That's not what's happened here. You're just terrible.
The answer is a simple Google search away, Dork Princess.
I want to get
it. Again, I can't unsee the crying cat.
It's done. As you like.
God bless that finger.
It's done. Right away.
I hate you.
I know.
Not you! I mean you too! Do I have anything that could possibly... I'm gonna try. Let's see.
Aw. Ethan Fortner in the chat.
What? Oh! Oh gosh. I'm glad if I've been able to help you. I'm sorry that you went through a difficult time more recently, but... You don't have to worry about your English being very good. I mean, God knows English is a really complicated language and not always easy to understand if it's not something you grew up with. But legitimately, I mean, I try to help people where I can, but I don't know that I can get to everyone. But if anything that I do happens to make things easier to cope with, or, you know, anything like that, if I help anyone, that actually means a lot to me. So,
yeah.
I hope that things continue to get better. I hope that, you know, even if things get worse again, that you're able to make it through again. Oh, wow. That's been a long time. That has been like 7 years right there.
One of the OG fans has dropped by.
Alright, let's see if that does it. Can you do it now?
God, I forgot about... I forgot about Liliana's bacon skirt.
No, not because of that. Because guess what? Switching out the fucking belt!
I mean, again. Who'd have thunk it?
Switching out the belt was what was needed! That's all!
Oh, God. Video games.
Ah!
Basically, Rabrina, the type of skirt Lore put on Liliana, it looks too much to me because of the somewhat pixelation on my screen. Like, it reminds me of just a bunch of strips of bacon lined together with floss.
I am presently infuriated because just giving Liliana a belt was enough for her to be able to figure out how to pick that fucking lock!
I mean, I suppose it's easier for her to focus when she doesn't have to constantly hoist her skirt up.
She had a belt!
I enjoy our talks.
No, you don't. Yes.
Also, you joke, Rubrina, but it wasn't too long ago we had to deal with that too.
Oh yeah, everyone at Ostagar was naked.
Oh God, this game is such a beautiful cacophonous mess.
Cacophonous? I think we're a lot louder than the game is. Did you use the wrong word again, Gryphon?
Maybe.
Forgive me for making fun of you.
Oh no, you're fine. I will say that this game has its moments with just the best audio mixing.
Alistair's mother's amulet. It's a gift. I wonder who that gift could be for.
It will take years to sort out the castle properly. If we even get the chance.
I can do that for you.
Oh, a small silver ring. I think that's a gift for Le Morrigan. Alright. Even just unlocking things, even if you don't end up actually taking anything, counts as experience stuff.
Yeah.
So. I am still, like, I actually have this adrenaline thing going on right now where I am that angry that swapping...
She just needed another belt.
She just needed a belt that gave her a slight boost to her gunning!
Oh, God. RPGs are the fucking best and also the fucking worst at the same time.
Hi, guys.
It is good you resolved this demon business. Now we must either revive the Arl or allow Van Tegan to take his place.
Sure. Alright, I'm gonna save real quick. Yeah, I guess we're just leaving the dead bodies. That's fine. Ragnar, don't, because otherwise... it probably wouldn't have worked anyway.
You return. Might you have news?
I would like to talk about Jowan.
What of him? He awaits my brother's decision on his fate.
I would like him released.
No, I cannot do that. He almost killed my brother. If Eamon wishes to pardon the mage, he will, when he awakes.
I should go.
Then I must resume my duties. The civil war continues, and Loghain is no doubt angered Redcliffe has not been disabled. Good luck, my lady. You are a great and noble woman. I hope it continues to go well, for all our sakes.
Release Jowan and maybe I won't. Maybe I will, I should say. Because that's what actually makes sense in response to what you just said. Wait. Okay. Well, anyway, that is Redcliffe largely finished. No, you cannot oh, what? Oh. No. She's not, you get, Liliana, you get the belt, but only when to unlock things. Otherwise, it's mine. Game. I am biting back my rage. I'm gonna go back to camp. I wonder if there's gonna be a cutscene, actually. Because I did just finish another major mission. Loading. Yep.
Now that we're back at the camp, I want to talk about what happened at Redcliffe.
Ah, yes. This conversation. See, basically, no matter what you do, Alistair decides to confront you about, quote-unquote, what happened at Redcliffe, quote-unquote. I think it turned out quite well, don't you?
I just wanted to thank you. You went out of your way to save the Isle's family, and you did it. Even though it would have been easier not to. There's been so much death and destruction. It makes me feel good that at least we were able to save something. No matter how small. I owed the Isle that much.
You're welcome.
Good. Now that the warm, fuzzy part of the day is over with, we can get back to the ritual dismemberments. Oh wait, it's not Tuesday, is it?
Alistair approves, +7. Let's see, where does that put him? 77 and a door. Okay. Well, with that conversation, camp! I'm not going to be mad at every encounter that comes up. Alright, I'm going to save the conversation with Alistair. How's it going, Zevran? Care to answer some questions?
All right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
So, tell me about your adventures.
My adventures? I'm hardly an old man just returned from across the ocean, am I? Should I shake my fist at nearby children when I talk about the good old days?
You certainly talk like you've had adventures.
Falling down a flight of stairs is an adventure. Falling into someone's bed, also an adventure. I am assuming what you're looking for are professional anecdotes. Let's see, my second mission ever for the Crows was a bit intriguing. I was sent to kill a mage who had been meddling in politics.
Oh. The Crows were willing to anger the Circle of Magi?
In Antiva, nobody is too important to escape the reach of the Crows. They've killed kings and queens. That is simply how it is. As it turned out, the mage in question was quite a delightful young woman. Long, divine legs, as I recall. I caught her in a carriage on her way to escape to the provinces. After I killed her guard, she got down on her hands and knees and begged for her life. Rather aptly, I might add. So I joined her in the carriage for the night and left the next morning.
And she didn't try to kill you?
Well, yes, twice, actually. Then she decided to try and use me instead. The woman had actually convinced me to speak to the Crows on her behalf. What can I say? I was young and foolish at the time. Then, as I was kissing her goodbye to return to Antiva City, she slipped on the threshold and fell backwards out of the carriage. Broke her neck. Shame, really, but at least it happened quickly.
What do you mean by favorite series? Do you mean like Let's Play series? I mean, previously, Dragon Age, absolutely. The Mass Effect series was fun to go through. If we're talking about original content work, then I don't know that there's a lot of that necessarily on my channel. I know that I've got the Ballad of Lorelei, but there are only a handful of episodes of that out. And the Symbolism and Lore series I'm already pretty happy with. I just only have the one episode out so far.
Yeah.
Anyway. That's terrible.
Then I found out that she had told the driver to take her to Janellen instead. She had planned to lose me in the provinces. I would have looked very foolish to the crows. As it was, my master was very impressed that I had done such a fine job of making it look like an accident. The Circle of Magi was unaware of foul play, and everyone was happier all around.
These sorts of things happen to you often?
Like being spared by a benevolent mark who then helps me escape from the crows? Yes, it does seem to happen now and again, doesn't it? It was after that when I learned that one needn't let a pretty face go to your head. Professionalism was key. That's my moral of the day, you see.
A wise lesson to learn.
And one that not everyone learns, I'm sad to say. But that's enough tale spinning from me for the moment. Talking about the mage has made me a bit nostalgic, I'm afraid. Ah, the good old days.
I actually need to return to the Blackwell series, and I have plans to do so because I think I only made it part way through the third game, and there are 5 games in total, and I love all of those games, and that's a story that's gonna make me cry forever. Anyway, gonna save after that, because I always save after successful conversations.
It's a good policy.
Alright, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
So tell me more about your adventures.
Again? Well now, what might interest you, I wonder? Shall I describe the stages involved with Lanthrax poisoning? I watched a man go through all 7 once.
That sounds like fun.
Haha, you have rather macabre tastes, I see. I like that. Let's see, how about the largest battle I ever took part in? That would have been the slaughter of Prince Osrin. Did you hear of that down in these parts?
I do love that game too. I mean, it's a very simple game. It's not overtly complex, but it has a very good message in it. That is to say, how difficult it is to manage everything when you have chronic fatigue.
Yeah.
Speaking as someone who lives with that...
Yeah, and I personally did find that LP you did of it rather informative.
Because it's just it. Like, it's a great way to demonstrate in an interactive way what it's like to have to try and micromanage literally every aspect of your day.
Yeah.
And to try and minimize how much pain you're going to be in by the end of it.
Yeah, I feel like it really is a good introduction to anyone unfamiliar with the spoons theory.
Mm-hmm. You killed a prince?
Me? Not personally, but I did take part in the attack. Prince Osrin was 4th in line to the throne, you see. He started off as 11th, but worked his way up the old-fashioned method by inheriting control of an entire Crocel from his grandfather. After assassinating his way through the royal family, the king hired 3 other cells to take down Prince Osrin once and for all. I was in one of those cells.
Huh. Is this sort of thing common in Antiva?
Antivan royalty is very much bound up in the crows. You wouldn't want it run by a bunch of commoners, after all, would you? And this means they get involved in politics quite often. This particular fight nearly bankrupted the nation, I understand. It almost ended up putting a crow on the throne, a commoner. But that's a whole different story. I played a very small part.
What did you do?
My part in the entire battle was taken up trying to reach Princess Verina, who had thrown in with her brother. I killed about 11 of her guards personally before I got knocked out of a window. I landed in a river and nearly drowned. I was fished out by some urchins who robbed me blind. Made off with my boots, too. At least they didn't cut my throat. And that was my part in history.
You're very lucky indeed.
It's true. I live a charmed life. One of the prostitutes that raised me was a fortune teller. Said I wouldn't die young. She was rather startled by that. But there you go. Tale told. Let's be off before I tell more embarrassing stories, huh?
And he approves again, +4. I know. Super engaging, but these this is what I really enjoy in these games. The character interaction and the background stuff.
I have a question, if I may.
Oh? Go ahead.
Well, here's the thing. I swore an oath to serve you, yes? And I understand the quest you're on, and this is all very fine and well. My question pertains to what you intend to do with me once this business is over with, as a point of curiosity.
Is this after I ravish you in celebration?
Of course it is afterwards. The ravishing part is a given. One simply assumes that once your Grey Warden business is finished, you would have no need of an assassin to follow you about. Am I wrong?
I mean, if I'm working for the Grey Wardens, then I probably could actually use an assassin about, given what we know about the Grey Wardens and their politics and everything. I love a lot of these answers. There's always a use or two for handsome elf, but I could always use a friend.
Oh, not more than friends?
We'll have to see, won't we?
Indeed we shall. It is good to know what my options might be, but that is for another time. For now, we have much to do, yes?
Zevran approves. Well, he's at 37. For someone who came pretty late to the party, that's pretty good. Quick! Friend zone him! I already have.
I was gonna say.
Care to answer some questions?
All right, but I get to stare at you luridly while you do so.
So, tell me more about your adventures.
Well, the only one that's really worth telling is the story of the mission right before I came to Ferelden. But no, I would rather not. I shouldn't have said anything.
It's all right. I understand.
Thank you. Perhaps another day, huh?
And agreeing to respect his personal space,
all right,
turns out to get his approval.
Who'd have thunk it?
Tell me a little about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
Don't you want to go back?
It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
Of course. My mother was better than any gem.
You have me there, indeed. I, for one, can make no such claim, as I never laid eyes on the woman. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
This I have to hear.
I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home, more than anything else.
You sound like you've been away from home forever.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in the store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
I asked you about Antiva, not your leather fetish. Well, I found the logician's response.
Yeah, also, because of my SJW-ass mind, I keep hearing Antifa instead of Antifa.
Well, that puts a whole new definition on the crows now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, there's also no Antivan boots for you. But
boot to the head.
Your home is still there, Zevran.
True, and it's a comforting thought. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a beautiful Grey Warden, a woman who then spares my life? I could not.
Everyone makes mistakes. Don't make me change my... I love a lot of these. Beautiful, is it?
I say you are beautiful because it is true. Should I not?
No, by all means.
And glad I am to hear it. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Plus 6, so that puts him at 45.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant jump from where we started. Which was, I believe, somewhere in the mid-20s.
Yeah.
Let's see. Liliana.
Something I can help with?
Let's see. I'd like to talk to you about something.
Yes? What's on your mind?
I have heard some rumors about Orlesian spies.
There are many rumors about spies, Orlesian or otherwise. What are you referring to exactly?
Something I heard that made spies seem... Well, let's see. They say you will do almost anything to achieve your goals.
I admit I have done many despicable things in my lifetime. I do what I have to do. So do you. So does everybody. Sometimes we must do terrible things to get what we want. If it is any consolation, I always try to use non-violent means to achieve my ends.
That's good to hear.
Some bards rely on torture to get what they want. It works effectively, as many will bend under the threat of bodily harm. But there are better ways, more subtle and kind. You will be surprised how easily a person will open up to you, even if all you offer is a listening ear.
I'm not really
People
surprised.
respond eagerly to others who they believe understand them. They seek approval, friendship, sometimes love. This can be exploited.
Uh-huh. Good to know.
It is a game, one that can be won with little bloodshed if one plays well.
You thought it was a game?
Isn't it? Everyone can be seduced by the right woman. The trick is predicting who she is and becoming her. Master the game, and no one can resist you.
And would you say you've mastered this game?
If I might be so bold, yes, I was quite good at it. Sometimes, all I had to do was toss a glance and a smile. Men read promises into such things, and will go to great lengths to see that promise fulfilled.
Maybe you could smile at the blight and tell it to go away.
I could... what? Oh, aren't you funny? I see your point. We will slay this darkspawn using conventional means, pointy sticks and all that. But come, it is getting late, and there is much to be done.
Don't tell me to come, that's not your job. Alright. Well, she's at plus 50. Oh, well, now she gets now you get major cunning! Now you get the boost in your fucking... Fuck you!
All she had to do was tell you the...
I'm sorry, what was the rest of that sentence, sir?
Just fill it in with your imagination.
You don't want me to do that. I will kill you.
Someday.
It's been a long day. Rest would be welcome.
Are you all right?
Yes, of course. I am
Did you just glitch?
Weary. As you may have noticed,
In this game, it's a certainty.
spring chicken.
You are very sprightly for your age, though.
Thank you. You're very kind to say so. But in all honesty, I do not know how many years I have left in me. I have lived for such a long time, but there is always something else to do. And I have to keep going in order to do it. I think I will be glad when I am done.
I will say that even if there are people who can be manipulative by using smiles, flirtations, etc., I think that the problem of assuming that there is a promise in someone smiling and flirting with you is what's leading to some really unfortunate behavior. I think the idea that reading a promise into someone's actions ends up being dangerous when someone feels that that promise has not been fulfilled. It's kind of like the people who get angry at the, the coffee barista for not actually going out on a date with them after they've been flirting with you all day.
Yeah.
Because what they have to do is they have to be nice. They have to be friendly. They have to be smiling and, empathetic. Because that's what they're being paid to do. They're not getting paid enough to do it, but that's what they're getting paid to do, and that's what they might get fired if they don't do it. But there are a lot of people who will read into that, saying, well, they were friendly with me, which means they must like me. And then, of course, when it turns out the barista does not like you, these people take it personally and can get violent. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway. I'm sure you'll be kicking around for years yet.
Oh, I don't know. I really don't.
Alright, she approves +1. I guess that's okay.
Have you encountered many abominations, apart from the ones in the Circle Tower?
Well, there was Connor.
Ah, yes, Connor, of course. The first time I saw an abomination, my blood turned to ice. It was months before the nightmares stopped. It was the knowledge that I could easily become one of them that frightened me the most.
But it is this knowledge that drives you to be cautious.
One slip. All it takes is one
Can I
slip,
help you, Cat?
and everything you are is simply gone. Replaced by madness. And there is no turning back. Or at least that's what they say.
You have doubts?
Of late, I have begun to wonder if there is any way an abomination can be cured. Or if a mage could be so possessed and still retain their sanity, their humanity.
Excuse you! You don't need to do a little motor thing right now! Also...
I'm loving this Dragon Age X Fast and Furious crossover.
It's okay, Rubrina. I appreciate you letting us know, but I hope that you don't lose power, if only for your sake. Regardless of my stream.
We'll keep our fingers crossed that things hold out for you.
Anyway. Well, if one retains one's humanity, one is not an abomination.
Yes, it is madness and cruelty that define abominations. If those are lacking, if the mage remembers the person they truly are, then they are not an abomination. I never saw that. Thank you for showing me another way of looking at it.
And she approves again, +1. Is there no pleasing you?
I don't really think there is.
You crotchety old woman.
You're quite taken with each other, aren't you?
Oh, okay.
Ooh, what's this?
You know about Alistair and me?
It's hard not to notice the doe-eyed looks he gives you, especially when he thinks no one's watching. It's almost too sweet for my tastes, and I'm an old lady who should be making lace hearts and fuzzy blankets with animal motifs.
Maybe you should go make a fuzzy blanket and leave us alone. Again, I have no doubt exactly what options the logician would pick if he were the one in control.
Listen.
Am I wrong?
Listen, you're not wrong, but listen.
Oh, you're not like the average old lady.
No, I won't be making socks with pom-poms for you anytime soon. But that's hardly my point. I've noticed your blossoming relationship, and I wanted to ask you where you thought it was going. Alistair is a fine lad, skilled in battle, but quite inexperienced when it comes to affairs of the heart. I would hate to see him get hurt.
You're not worried about me getting hurt? Oh, that's actually an option. What about me? Not worried about me getting hurt? I forgot.
Also, I hate my mind sometimes, because when you went with "you're not the average old lady," my mind went to "I'm smarter than the average bag."
Get out of my life. Get out of my life!
Not a chance in hell, partner.
Are you saying I might hurt Alistair?
Not intentionally, no. But there is great potential for tragedy here, for one or both of you. You are both Grey Wardens, and he is the son of a king. You have responsibilities which supersede your personal desires.
Well, Alistair doesn't want to be king. But I can handle my responsibilities and my relationships.
Love is ultimately selfish. It demands that one be devoted to a single person.
Not necessarily.
Who may fully occupy one's mind and heart to the exclusion of all else.
Not really, Wynne.
A Grey Warden cannot afford to be selfish. You may be forced to make a choice between saving your love and saving everyone else. And then what would you do?
I would be a rational person who doesn't actually hinge everything on romantic love as if it determines everything about my life, and do what is actually necessary. Love is not something that should consume you to the point of no longer seeing reason. Yes, it is.
That's not love.
That's infatuation. Love is actually seeing the other person for who they are, building a partnership in that relationship with them so that you are on equal footing, and being able to make decisions rationally that you still care for one another and support one another. I don't think that love is just a feeling. It's an action.
No. Yeah, it's a dedication.
But I mean, it's not that someone gets to fully... If someone fully occupies your thoughts and actions, then that's a problem. That's an obsession. That's not what you should have in a relationship. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, I guess. I don't know. But what am I supposed to do? Tell Alistair to go away?
You may have to save one or both of you unnecessary anguish later on.
Oh, wow. What do you know of love? You've never left the circle. I'm not giving up what we have, no matter what you say.
I have given my advice. Do with it what you will.
And she neither approves nor disapproves, but I don't care because fuck you!
You know nothing, Evelyn Snow.
Hey. Don't.
What's on your mind?
Oh, are you done lecturing me now?
Are you done lecturing me, Bucket Knight?
I'm about to hang up on you. So, you know, Anyway. Are you feeling better now?
Oh, yes, and thank you for asking. I'm feeling much better today.
We only just spoke about you feeling tired like 2 minutes ago, but... Please let me know if there's anything I can do.
Well, thank you for your kindness, my dear. It certainly warms these rickety old bones.
Oh, she approves +2! Well, that's good.
How generous.
Guess she likes me just so slightly more.
What's on your mind?
I was just thinking about being a Grey Warden.
Is something troubling you?
Everyone expects so much from me.
No one said it would be easy. You are one of the 2 surviving Grey Wardens in Ferelden. You defend all of us, and much rests on your shoulders. It may not mean much to you, but thank you for having the courage to continue to fight.
I will be ready when the time comes.
And that gives me hope.
Oh, another +2. Oh, you're giving out approval like it's candy. Candy from an old woman's tin.
It's like stealing balloons on Free Balloon Day up in this
Oh
bitch.
my god. No. This conversation. Garrus? Hey. I know. Come on. Good boy.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's Garrus for you, by the way.
Yeah. The living, breathing, squeaky toy that he is.
Now, okay, but this conversation... Have you heard much about the Grey Wardens of old? I know that they soar through the skies on griffins.
Griffins. Alas, that seems to be the only thing people remember from the tales. The mighty flying mounts that bore the...
I mean, I have been known to raise the roof every now and then.
Dude! Cutscene conversation! Shut up!
It wasn't starting when I spoke.
It was! You just didn't know because you're not paying attention!
Or because there's a fucking lag.
Or you can assume that if I'm talking to the character that there's a cutscene going on. Maybe? Anyway. Well, I wish I had a griffin.
Unfortunately, they've all passed back into the Maker's hand. So that wish will have to go unfulfilled. It was said that watching the Wardens ride in on their white griffins was enough to rouse a weary heart and put the dance back in the step of an old man. The Grey Wardens were powerful, feared and respected, but they also inspired the common people. I remember a tale that was told to me many years ago.
Does the story have griffins in it?
Maker's mercy, it's like talking to a child.
Well, you are old enough to be my grandmother. So does it have griffins in it or not?
Yes, there are griffins in this story. The Blight had ravaged the land for months, and the armies of the great kings had amassed for one last stand. As the sun burst through the clouds that boiled and churned in the dark sky above, it illuminated a vast, seething horde of darkspawn, with the archdemon at its head. And it was then, when courage seemed to fail, and all lost to death and despair, that the Grey Wardens came. They arrived with the beating of wings like mighty war drums, and stood before the armies of men.
Griffins?!
Yes, griffins. Now listen to the rest of the story. The Grey Wardens, grim and fearless, marched forth, ever between the men and the encroaching darkspawn. They formed a shield of their own bodies and held that line until the archdemon was dead, and the last darkspawn lay trampled in the dirt. And then, demanding neither reward nor recognition for their sacrifice, the Grey Wardens departed. When the clouds finally rolled back, and the sun shone full upon the blighted ground, the great kings knew that they had lost no men, and none of their blood had been spilled.
When did this happen?
This is a tale about no battle the Grey Wardens have fought, And yet, about them all, they have always defended us from the Darkspawn, taking losses so we do not have to. People may have forgotten over the centuries, but nothing has changed. This knowledge has been blessing and burden to Grey Warden's past. And now, it shall be your blessing and your burden.
How about you go eat a griffin? Win approves. Okay, but I'm actually going to do that conversation again without the griffins.
I mean, listen, just some shit to keep in mind. I'm an endangered species, motherfucker. Y'all owe me a little more respect.
You're not an endangered species.
I'm all but extinct, apparently.
You don't have wings.
I'm flying without wings.
Thank you. Anyway, cutscene, by the way. I know they were more respected in the old days.
It was said that watching the Wardens ride in on their white griffins was enough. The Grey Warden. I remember a tale that was told to me many years ago.
Go on.
The Blight, they arrived with the beating of wings like mighty war drums and stood before the armies of men.
And what happened then?
The Grey, and then when the clouds finally rolled back and the sun shone full upon the Blight, this.
Okay, so she approves +2 no matter what, but that's fine. I'm going with a much more realistic conversation track than just Evelyn being obsessed with the griffins.
What's on your mind?
As a Grey Warden, I'll never lead a normal life, will I? I mean, you're a mage, Evelyn!
Yeah, what was your first clue?
No, you won't.
Again, the fact that you're constantly glowing?
I already knew the answer. Don't know why I asked. And that makes me sad.
You wonder sometimes, don't you? If your life would be better if you weren't who you are.
Yeah, a little.
When I was a young woman in the tower, I came to the realization that the circle would be my life, and I would know no other. Family, love, a simple life. These were things that others took for granted, that I would never know.
And this upset you?
It made me very moody. All I could think of was being trapped in that tower with no way out and no end in sight. I started hating my life and myself, and one night I found myself in the tower's chapel. I was seeking refuge, maybe answers.
It's hard to imagine you as a moody youth. You must have come to terms with your life eventually. Or did you find anything?
I must have looked tearful or made some noise, because the revered mother came out and decided to speak to me. And because I had no one else to talk to, I talked to her. I must have said many things, but she told me that the Maker puts us all on our paths for a reason, and fighting our intended course is what causes so much anguish.
I mean, there's actually something to that idea. That's literally, I believe, one of the essences of Buddhism, that the only reason why we experience pain and suffering and sadness is because we expect that our lives should be without those things. That if we accept that life simply is what it is, then we will not be hurt by the existence of these things. So. Can't get enough of that religious claptrap. Hi, logician. And that made you feel better?
I thought the old biddy was full of rubbish. I was 15, maybe 16, and I knew everything. So I left, but I always found my way back to that chapel. And as the years passed, I began to see the truth of her words. We were supposed to be polar opposites, mage and priest, but we weren't. There was much about us that was the same.
Yeah. All this sappy nonsense is gonna make me throw up. Anyway. I suppose priests have to give up a lot, too.
The revered mother had lived in the Chantry all her life, as I had been in the tower for all of mine. She taught me that you can find your family in the people around you, that you can love your work and find fulfillment in duty, and there is joy even in self-sacrifice. If you put others before yourself, then their well-being is yours, and their happiness is your happiness.
I mean, there's a grain of truth to this, but there's also the, if you continue to put other people before yourself, then they're going to suffer because you're suffering. It won't be easy to live that way.
You can scream and cry and be angry about life as a Grey Warden, or you can accept it and allow yourself to see the good in it. This is your choice.
I'm glad you approve of me, would-be mother. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna leave her for now. I don't think Sten has anything more to say. Morgan might. Alright, take care, Ragnar.
Have a good one.
I await your command.
I'd like to ask you something.
So, full of questions, are you?
And never mind.
I await your command. We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Never mind. Okay. Sten, do you have anything to say?
Yes.
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Actually, never mind.
Very well.
Let's go.
As you wish.
Alright, he doesn't have anything to add either. Thumb! My baby!
The man, the myth, the legend.
Good puppy, I love you! Hi, good puppy! No, not you! You were...
No! Thumb! He was so young!
Wow! I was gonna say, no, you are not a good puppy!
I'm sorry, that was just perfectly timed. Thumb, such a good puppy! Oh, Thumb. I knew him well.
I knew him like the back of my hand. Wait! Motorpoint Bike Chan is not a good boy at all. Okay.
Oh, God.
I'm going to talk with Alistair now.
Alright.
You know, maybe this isn't the best time to be thinking about this, but I've something to ask you. Chances are we'll be heading to Denerim soon. And when we're there, I wonder if we might be able to look someone up.
I love all of these responses, but you have a friend outside the Grey Wardens, and Logan will get what's coming to him, I promise you. But no, I'm gonna go with, this wouldn't be some former lover of yours, would it?
A former what? No. Do you honestly think I would suggest we go see together? No. The thing is, I have a sister, a half-sister. I told you about my mother, right? She was a servant at Redcliffe Castle and she had a daughter. Only, I never knew about her. I don't think she knew about me either. They kept my birth a secret after all. But, after I became a Grey Warden, I did some checking and, well, I found out she's still alive. In Denerim.
That's wonderful news.
She's the only real family I have left. The only family not also mixed up in the whole royal thing. I've just been thinking that...
Stop!
Maybe it's time I went to see her. With the blight coming and everything, I don't know if I'll ever get another chance to see her. Maybe I can help her. Warn her about the danger, I don't know.
We're not getting Alistair a motorbike.
I was just gonna say, I need fan art of Motorbike Chan now.
I hate... I hate all of you!
Someone please, if you're an artist in the chat, someone please make fan art of Motorbike Chan chasing after Thumb.
I will cry. Okay, calm your tits.
Oh, God.
I have to continue with the cutscene, so stop.
I turned into Tigger there for a second.
Yeah, you did. Anyway, if you want to, we could try.
Could we?
I know.
I'd appreciate that. If something happened to her and I never went to at least see her, I don't know if I could forgive myself. Her name is Goldana, and I think she remarried but still lives just outside the alienage. If we're in the area, then, well, it's worth a look.
The answer, Dark Princess, is yes.
Yeah, I believe the implication is that Motorbike Chan is in fact the motorbike. Also, Rubrina, yes. Yes, 111%.
Anyway,
oh my god, a little sidecar on Motorbike Chan for Thumb.
Alistair? Alistair? Alistair.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think the romance has progressed that far just yet, Alistair. It looks like he's lining up a shot in golf. Oh my god. Jesus fucking Christ. Remember, Alistair, be the ball. I mean, this brings a whole new meaning to bird watching, doesn't it?
I think the more appropriate term would be cat watching.
Fair. Oh god.
If you're done dying.
I'm never done dying. Not until I'm dead.
So, all this time we've spent together, you know, the tragedy, the brushes with death, the constant battles with the whole blight looming over us. Will you miss it once it's over?
Miss the constant battles, or miss you?
I know it might sound strange, considering we haven't known each other for very long, but I've come to care for you a great deal. I think maybe it's because we've gone through so much together. I don't know. Or maybe I'm imagining it. Maybe I'm fooling myself. Am I? Fooling myself? Or do you think you might ever feel the same way about me?
I bet Don is regretting missing this now. I won't miss your sexual harassment. I think I already do.
So I fooled you, did I? Good to know.
Oh my god, stop glowing.
She looks like a fucking Force ghost.
This music! Like, that did not go with the mood of that scene at all.
We indeed.
A wee moe, a wee moe, a wee moe. Oh my god, we have ruined this scene forever!
That's what we do best.
No, that's what you do best.
Oh god.
I don't know. I need more testing to be sure.
Well, I'll have to arrange that then, won't I? Maker's breath, but you're beautiful. I am a lucky man. Now, let's get back to what we were up to before, lest I forget why we're here.
Oh, Alistair approves, does he?
Does he now?
Does he?
I never would have guessed.
Okay.
Your desire.
Okay. Never mind. That's intense, dude. Okay. However, I do have something for you. And this is what I'm going to be closing out on today. So this is the last action I'm taking, and you can stop giggling.
I can, but I can't.
Alright, shush because cutscene.
Alright.
This is my mother's amulet. It has to be. But why isn't it broken? Where did you find it?
Oh, wow. I found it in Redcliffe Castle, in the study.
Oh, the Arl study? Then he must have found the amulet after I threw it at the wall. And he really kept it. I don't understand. Why would he do that?
Perhaps you mean more to him than you think.
I guess you could be right. We never really talked that much. And then the way I left. Thank you. I mean it. I thought I'd lost this to my own stupidity. I'll need to talk to him about this if he recovers from it. When he recovers, that is. I wish I'd had this a long time ago. Did you remember me mentioning it? Wow. I'm more used to people not really listening when I go on about things.
Of course I remembered. You're special to me.
Is this the part when the music starts and we begin dancing? Because I'm game. Where's the minstrels?
Alright, plus 12. So... Okay, he is at 95 approval.
You don't say.
And we're only at halfway through... We're only at halfway through this game.
Whoa, we're halfway there.
Whoa! Got some Alistair! Okay.
I was about to say.
Wow, Phoenix.
Dawn is crying.
Somewhere. Somewhere out there, Dawn is gonna kill you. Okay. Anyway, so after that nice little soft, sappy, squishy, love romantic scene.
I mean, squishy mage indeed.
You're fired. Anyway. That has been today. That has been the end of Redcliffe and some of the fallout. Alistair and Evelyn are now officially a thing, which Wynne has raised her opinion concerns about. And we have a few more missions still left on our plate. We have the go to Denerim and find this Brother Genitivi and see about possibly tracking down the Urn of Sacred Ashes. We have still to recruit the Dalish Elves. We still have to go to Orzammar. And we have actually a bunch of side quests and DLC quests that are actually going to be kind of important going forward. And we shall get to them probably soon. I might even make next episode more of a side quest arama, I guess, and pursue some of these other things that we've been kind of stacking up. It may not necessarily directly progress the game, but it does, one, add experience, and two, flesh out a lot more of the world around us, as well as the plot of the game and some of the other things that are happening in Ferelden, even as the bigger picture of the Blight begins affecting everything. Okay. I
am so happy about Motorbike Chan.
Goodbye, everybody! Okay. Anyway, no. In all seriousness, thank you guys so much for watching. Whether you're watching this on YouTube later or you're watching this on YouTube presently, because I'm streaming on YouTube.
Yeah.
I really am so glad that so many of you are making it out to these streams. I really do think that YouTube is doing a lot better in terms of actually being able to let people know when I'm streaming. So that's nice. I'm always glad to be able to actually live interact with you folks, because obviously some very interesting jokes come out of it. Although there's obviously still kind of the what have I done aspect of all of this.
It comes with the job.
But I am really I'm enjoying re-exploring this game and sharing my thoughts and everything, and doing what I consider to be a much more canon run of the game. I am enjoying reliving the experiences that made this one of my favorite games of all time in the first place. And, I really appreciate, like I said, you guys, watching now. If you're watching later and you want to give this video a like, that actually helps me out quite a lot. I do read comments too, so if you want to leave one of those, I definitely will see it, and I will appreciate that. I know everyone always says, do all of these things, and I know that I've said that pretty much every episode so far anyway, but I do actually appreciate the support that I'm showing. Not showing. I appreciate the support that I'm showing you! Okay, that I am showing...
Thank you very much. Tip your waitress.
No. Tip your waitress, but... anyway.
Yeah.
Speaking of tipping... if you want to pay into my Patreon, the link should also be in the description of this video. I don't think that I have been adding end cards to the actual stream videos, because I don't think they give me the opportunity to do so, but every little bit helps there, even if it's just $1. That, again, if everyone who watched me did $1, that would be quite a significant chunk of money. And that support goes to not just living my daily life, but things related to my healthcare right now, which I've actually been really glad about having made some progress on. I've had a lot more energy as of recent, and I've been really happy for that to happen. And it goes to other related costs, either to the development of the channel or to helping me to make stuff for the channel. So anyway, all of you are already saying goodbye because you guys are like, oh, the action's done and she's talking, so bye. Anyway, I do genuinely appreciate all of this, and I hope that you guys are able to tune in next week. Same time, same channel. Saturday at usually 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. And I will be continuing Evelyn Amell's adventures in Ferelden. Hope to see you then, guys.
Take care, everyone.